Hello and welcome to this 25 minutes Express Pilates class. My name's Saffron and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to be working on lengthening, sculpting and toning throughout, as well as working on our overall core stability. Let's get started just by drawing our attention to our posture and alignment. We want to place our feet hip distance apart, and let's take a few sways here, feeling the weight moving from each point until we have a nice evenly distributed weight grounding our feet to the mat. We want to lengthen throughout the legs with a soft bend through the knee, stacking our knees on top of our ankles and our hips on top of our knees to create a nice long line. Now drawing our attention up to our pelvis, we're going to take a few pelvis tilts forward and backwards until we find that nice middle ground, finding our neutral pelvic alignment. Let's relax our arms by our sides, making sure our shoulders are nice and relaxed and away from our ears. We want the crown of our head tall, imagining a piece of string connecting our head to the ceiling. Gaze forward is roughly parallel to our shoulders, and that's our optimal alignment for today's session. We're now going to draw our attention to our breath. Placing our hands on our lower rib cage, we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, feeling the air filling up the sides and backs of the lungs, like two balloons inflating. With control, we're going to slowly exhale, blowing out the air through pursed lips, like blowing out a birthday candle. Let's practice a few more breath cycles of these, really finding control in our breathing here, as it's going to lead the movement in today's Pilates exercises. Let's take a deep inhale, and on your next exhale, engage the core, drawing the belly button to spine and squeezing your pelvic floor, feeling that nice trunk stability throughout. We want to get used to this sensation and maintain it throughout today's session. We don't want to tense too much, so let's tense to about 30% because it's going to be a lot easier to maintain. Maintaining this core stability is really going to assist you in today's exercises, allowing you to be more stable and strong. Let's practice a few more breath cycles, engaging our core. Inhale to prepare and exhale to engage. Let's start bringing some movement into the body now. We're going to just start with some simple shoulder rolls. Let's inhale, lift the shoulders to our ears, and slowly exhale, rolling them back down. Let's repeat a few breath cycles of these, just starting to warm up through our bodies here. Inhale to lift, and slowly exhale, roll back down. And let's reverse directions. Still flowing with our breath, we're inhaling to lift, and exhale, slowly roll them forward. Let's take a few more breath cycles of this, really flowing with our breath and finding control in this simple movement. Mobilizing through the shoulders and starting to warm up through the joints of the body. We're now going to start mobilizing through our spine. We're going to take a big inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to slowly start rolling down, vertebra by vertebra, with control. Take a soft bend to the knees when you reach the bottom. Inhale, and on your exhale, slowly come back up, again stacking each vertebra on top of each other, with your shoulders and head being the last thing to lift. Let's repeat a few more of these, flowing with our breath. Reminder to take it nice and slow and keep that core engaged throughout. Let's take a big inhale at the top, and on our exhale, slowly roll down. When we get to the bottom this time, I'd like you to walk your hands out, coming into a nice all fours position, which is going to set us up for our next exercise. Let's just draw our attention back to our alignment here. We want our wrists stacked under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. We want a nice straight back with a straight line from our head to our tailbone. Imagine being able to balance a tray of drinks on your back. Let's take a big inhale here, and we're going to curve our lower back and gaze to the sky, coming into a nice cat-cow pose. On our exhale, slowly lower your head to gaze with your legs, lifting your navel to the ceiling and creating a nice C-curve with the spine. Let's flow with our breath here, really finding that nice mobilization through the spine. Inhale to draw your gaze back to the sky, and exhale to come back between your legs, finding that nice C-curve. When you're ready, let's return to that nice all-fours position with our neutral straight spine. Let's take a big inhale to prepare, and on your exhale, lengthen your left arm and right leg outwards. On your inhale, return to center, and on your exhale, alternate to the other arm and leg. We really want to maintain control here, making sure our hip flexors keep facing the ground and we maintain our core engagement and trunk stability. It's really going to help you with the coordination and balance of this exercise while building up your scapular core and pelvic stability. We want to really lengthen throughout the legs and arms. It's not just about height, but really feeling them lengthen and sculpt, making all those muscles work for us. Remember to take it slowly with control, ensuring our body stays in that nice alignment and we still have that nice line running from our tailbone to our head. Let's take a few more of these, flowing with our breath cycle at our own pace. Okay, let's layer onto this. On your next leg lift, return your hand back down, bring your leg into a 90-degree angle and flex the ankle and pulse. We're really going to squeeze into that glute. We want to maintain our core engagement here and our core and scapular stability, remaining in that nice aligned position. Keep pulsing here, really squeezing into that glute. Just a few more to go and then we're going to return to center. We're now going to progress this movement further. Inhale to prepare, exhale, shoot that leg back up to that 90-degree angle, pulse, pulse, and on your inhale, draw that leg to center, slowly using your abdomen to lift your belly button to the ceiling into a nice C curve. On your exhale, we're going to return to that pulse, pulse, and inhale to draw the leg inwards. Finding control in our abdomen and spine here to bring us between these two movements. Let's take a few more of these, flowing with our breath. Keep squeezing into that glute and keep that core nice and engaged. Remember to do this movement with control, remaining aligned and keeping that nice stability throughout the 3 points on the ground. We don't want to be rocking about here, we want to do it with control. And when you're ready, let's return to center. We're going to go straight over to the other side, starting with our scorpion pulses. Keep pulsing, keep squeezing into that glute, and keep that nice core engagement. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, we're going to draw that leg inwards, using our abdomen to draw our belly button up to the ceiling. Again, flowing with our breath, finding control in this movement. Pulse, pulse, and draw in. Pulse, pulse, and draw in. Flowing with our breath. Working on our control and our stability. Let's just take one more breath cycle and then we're going to return to center and we're going to lean back into a well-deserved child pose. Just take some time to relax into this pose, getting a nice stretch through the spine and breathing freely. We're now going to gently come onto our backs, placing our feet planted on the floor and our knees facing the sky. We want our shoulders to be relaxed and away from our ears and our arms gently resting by our side. We want to be in our nice neutral position and you should feel a very small gap between your lower back and the mat. We're going to take a big inhale and on your exhale, slowly tilt the pelvis backwards, imprinting your spine onto the mat. Inhale to release. And exhale, slowly imprint the spine onto the mat. Let's just take a few pelvic tilts here, flowing with our breath, getting used to the sensation of imprinting our spine. Amazing, and let's relax. We're just going to start by warming up through the abs here with some simple crunches. We're going to inhale to prepare, exhale, engage the core, and slowly lift our head and shoulders from the mat. Inhale to return back down and exhale, lift the head and shoulders. Let's just take a few more of these, warming up through our abs. On your next exhale, let's keep your head and shoulders lifted. Let's reach our arms out to the side and get some lateral movements through the obliques. We're going to reach our left arm to the left side of our mat and our right arm to the right side. Really getting some nice work through the sides here in the obliques. Reach as far as you can to the left and as far as you can to the right. Let's just take a few more of these. Keeping your arms nice and strong, lengthening throughout, feeling those muscles working for you. And relax back down to the mat. We're now going to take a deep inhale to prepare. Exhale, I want you to imprint that spine onto the mat, tilting your pelvis backwards. We're going to engage the core and we're going to lift our legs into a tabletop position and lift our heads and shoulders from the mat. Keeping that core nice and engaged, with control we're going to slowly tap our left toe down to the mat and alternate to our right toe down to the mat. Let's just take a few toe taps here, really finding control in this movement. And relax the head and shoulders back down to the mat. We're now going to layer onto this, coming into our Pilates single leg stretch. We're going to take a deep inhale to prepare, and on your exhale engage the core and lift your head and shoulders off the mat. This time I want you to extend your leg outwards and bring your other leg into your chest, giving it a tug tug. Inhale to swap over and exhale tug tug. Let's just take a few more of these, alternating the legs with our breath. Inhale, swap over and exhale tug tug. Let's just take a few more of these, flowing with our breath, remembering to keep our spine nice and imprinted on the mat and our core engaged to protect our lower back. Keep going, really extending that leg outwards and feeling the muscles working for you. Amazing, and when you're ready, draw your knees slowly into your chest and take a well-deserved break. Perhaps rock from side to side here, just giving your lower back a nice massage. We're now going to come into our Pilates 100. I'd like you to inhale to prepare, exhale, bring your head and shoulders off the mat and bring those arms out beside you, nice and strong, reaching to the front of the room. We're going to tilt the pelvis backwards, imprint the spine and bring those legs into a tabletop position. When you're ready, we're going to start pumping. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and strong throughout those arms, pumping up and down, reaching to the front of the room and really feeling our arm muscles working here, keeping that core nice and engaged. If this is feeling good for you and you'd like to progress, you can also reach your legs out into a 45-degree angle. If not, stick with the 90. Let's keep pumping. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Following our breath here, and we're going to count up to, you guessed it, 100. Inhale, pump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep pumping at your own pace, but make sure to keep those arms nice and strong. Just 2 more to go here. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when you're ready, draw those knees into your chest. Take a few rocks from side to side, whatever feels good for you, releasing any tension in the spine, and let's just breathe freely here. Coming back into our neutral supine position here, we're just going to relax and breathe freely. We're going to take a big inhale and we're going to reach our arms and legs outwards. Take a nice stretch here. We're going to inhale to prepare, and on our exhale we're going to come up into our Pilates roll up. Using your core, gently lift yourself up, stacking vertebra on vertebra until you slowly get to the top. Sit up tall onto your sit bone, reach your arms upwards, take a big inhale at the top, and on your exhale slowly C-curve back down with control. Gently vertebra by vertebra, placing yourself back onto the mat. When you get back down to your lying position, extend your arms above your head again, take a big inhale and repeat. We're really going to flow with our breath with this movement here, finding fluidity in the movement. Just keep flowing here at your own pace, following your own breath cycle. Take it nice and slow with control. Really using that core here to lift us and gently place us back onto the mat. Keep those arms nice and strong and keep those legs nice and stable, planted on the ground. Really working on our stability here. We're just going to take a few more of these here, slowly with control. Flow with your own breath at your own pace. We're really building our core strength here and also mobilizing throughout the spine. Feeling our spine peeling backwards and forward like a string of pearls. Let's just take a few more here. And on your next inhale, I'd like you to remain sitting upwards and relax down, taking a nice stretch through the back of the legs. We're now going to gently come into a side lying position for a leg series. Let's gently roll over onto our side, coming onto our forearm. We want to make sure our abs are nice and lifted here and we're not slumping down. Bend the bottom legs as if you're sitting in a little chair. making sure that your hips are stacked on top of each other and you have that nice line from your tailbone to your head. Inhale to prepare, extend the upper leg and point your toe. We're just going to start with some simple leg lifts here. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. We don't want any momentum here or swinging. It should be slowly with control and you should really feel it in your glutes. Really point your toe and stretch your leg as if someone is pulling it. We really want to feel those muscles working for us here. We need to remain nice and stable throughout the pelvis and still throughout the body. This movement is purely coming from our leg. Really keeping that core nice and engaged here, as that's really going to help you with this movement. Working on our core, scapular and pelvic stability. Keep going, keep working through those leg muscles, you're doing so well. We're just going to take a few more of these. And on your next lift, let's hold it there. We're going to start drawing some tiny circles here, about the size of a peach. We really want to draw these with control, keeping our pelvis nice and stable. Try not to rock back and forth here. Really feel those leg muscles working for you. We should really feel this in our glutes. If that's feeling good, see if you can make those circles slightly bigger. Maybe you can do the size of dinner plates. Let's keep going, keeping nice and stable throughout the trunk with the movement purely coming from the leg. Let's keep going, keep drawing those little circles. We're just going to take a few more of these here. Keep stretching that leg nice and strong, feeling those muscles working for us. We're now going to take it into some rainbows. We're going to tap the front of our mat and with control, tap the back of our mat, drawing some nice rainbows here. Keep them nice and small to start with and just find the control in this movement. This one's really going to challenge your pelvic stability. Try and stay nice and still on that mat. Keep your core engaged and lifted here. This is really going to help with the control of this movement. Keep going, see if you can make those rainbows slightly bigger without losing control. Keep stretching that leg and feel those muscles working. Keep going here, we're just going to take a few more of these, tapping the front of our mat and then tapping the back of our mat. We really want to make sure that we're not swinging the leg here and all the movement is with control. Keeping that core nice and lifted and engaged. Let's take a few more here. And when you're ready, let's bring that leg inwards. Our feet are going to meet and we want our heels roughly in line with our tailbone, with our knees facing forward. We're going to come into our clam here. Ensuring that our hips are still stacked and that we're still in that nice neutral position with our core lifted. We're going to inhale to prepare and exhale, lift the upper leg. Inhale to meet back to the other leg and exhale to lift. Let's take a few of these. If this is feeling good, you can also hover your legs off the ground, which is just going to add a little bit more tension here. We're taking some time here to really mobilize through the hips, and we want to keep our pelvis nice and stable, trying not to swing back and forth. Keep going here, this one can be super challenging for our core and pelvic stability. So keep lifting with control and intention. Take it slowly. Remember to keep that core nice and engaged throughout, and that's really going to help you here. Let's just take a few more of these, and then we're going to bring our legs back together. Amazing. Give that glute a quick pat just to release any tension. You've worked really hard on that side. Let's just come to a seated position here and take a few stretches before we roll back over and go on to the other side. Let's just get ourselves back into that nice side lying position on our forearm. We want our hips stacked and we want that nice line between our tailbone and the crown of our head. We're just going to start again with our leg lifts. Inhale to prepare and exhale with control. Let's start lifting. Remember to keep that core nice and lifted and engaged, as that's really going to help you with this movement. You've done it on the other side, so you know what to expect. So let's keep going with this one. Remembering to point that toe and really stretch that leg, feeling all those muscles working for you. Keep going, keeping that pelvis nice and stable. We're going to keep lifting and lowering with control. On your next lift, let's hold it there and start drawing those tiny circles the size of a peach. If you're feeling strong today, see if you can make them any bigger. Maintaining nice and still throughout the trunk of our body here, making sure those circles aren't making us swing back and forth. Let's keep going with this one. Really point the toe here, see if you can lengthen that leg even further. Keep going, just a couple more on this side. And then we're going to return to center. And we're going to go straight into those rainbows. So we're going to inhale to prepare and exhale. Let's tap the front of your mat and then the back of your mat, drawing those nice semicircles. If you're feeling strong today, see if you can make those rainbows a little bit bigger while still maintaining pelvic control, keeping nice and still throughout the rest of our body. Let's really find the control in this movement. Keep flowing with your breath. Keep lengthening throughout the leg, feeling those muscles working for you, and keep that core nice and engaged throughout. Just a few more on this side, I promise. Keep lengthening that leg, keep feeling that glute working for you. We're just going to take a couple more, and then we're going to return to center. Give that glute a quick pat, and we're going to go straight into our clam. Let's make sure our feet are aligned with our tailbone, and let's inhale to prepare, exhale lift. Really working with control here, keeping that pelvic stability. If you'd like an extra challenge, hover your legs off the ground, and that's just going to add a little bit more tension here. Again, really trying to remain nice and stable and still throughout the rest of our body, with the movement purely coming from our hip. You're doing so well. This is the last exercise in our leg series today, so let's go. Ensuring to stay in that nice aligned position, keep that core nice and lifted and engaged. We're just going to take a few more here. You should be really feeling it in your glutes and outer thigh now, but keep going with it. We're really sculpting our legs here, mobilizing through the hips. Just a couple more here and then we're done. Amazing, you've done so well. Let's relax back down. We're now going to gently come onto our backs. Let's have our knees facing the sky in a 90-degree position, and we're just going to take some nice stretches here to relax. Relax your arms down into a T shape and gently swing your head over to the left and your knees gently over to the right, feeling a really nice stretch here. We just want to relax into this, so breathe freely. Find some mindfulness in this stretch. You've done so well today, so just enjoy this. And when you're ready, let's gently swing over to the other side. Let's gently now roll onto our backs. Place your left heel onto your right thigh and slowly draw your legs into your chest, getting a really nice stretch through the legs here. Just relax into this and breathe freely. Just take some time to enjoy this stretch and relax into the present moment. And when you're ready, let's swap over to the other side. Let's now come into a seated position, placing your legs slightly wider than the mat. We're going to walk out our hands in front of us and slowly lean into this stretch, feeling a nice stretch in the back of the hamstrings. You can have a soft bend through the knee here if that feels a little nicer for you. Really lean into this, breathe freely and just relax. Let's take some time today just to be grateful for our bodies and all that they do for us. Take some time breathing freely here. And on your next exhale, can you ever so slightly walk those hands slightly further, just developing into this stretch. Let's just take a quick pigeon pose here just to relieve any tension in those hip flexors. Place your left leg in an L shape in front of you and reach the right leg backwards, really leaning into your hips. Relax into this pose and just think of 3 things you're grateful for at the moment. If this is feeling good for you, also feel free to come onto your forearms. Do what feels good for your body. When you're ready, let's swap over to the other side. Really enjoying this stretch here. Tuck your toes, walk your hands slowly backwards, and let's just pedal the feet here, just feeling a nice stretch and remobilizing through the body. We're just going to come back to standing, back in our neutral position, and we're going to finish with a few breaths. Take a big inhale through the nose, and on your exhale, I'd like you to drop it all down, releasing any tension, swaying your body from side to side, and just really relaxing. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you've enjoyed this Express Pilates class and that you're feeling more energized for the day ahead. If you have any feedback or comments, please let me know, and I'll see you next time.